check 2. Hey, welcome back to day two, and we're here and we're talking about, the biggest thing we're talking about is text-based editing, Premiere Pro text-based editing. And have you ever wished you could edit your videos a little bit faster? This is what we're here to do. We're simply looking at a text-based edit. If you can do Word documents, you can do Google documents, and you can do editing with this wonderful program. Instead of reading through, I used to scrub through time lists and just over and over and sit there and look at all the videos I had to edit. And it was kind of daunting at the time. But I switched to text-based editing, and it's made a big difference. There's some pros and cons to it, but for the most part, things I've done this last year with the podcast and with getting the things out, I seem to like it a lot better than just sitting there looking at it. It's just like looking at a document, and you're going to just sit back and edit. And we'll give you some tips today. And today's day 2, and it should be interesting in how we approach this task. So let's sit back and let's get some stuff done. Okay. Very interesting. Have you ever looked at this? Have you ever looked at your transcript in Premiere Pro and thought, "There's no way I'm reading through all this"? Let me say it again. You ever looked at your transcripts in Premiere Pro and you thought, "There's no way I can get to this"? Sometimes you have these huge interviews, you have these huge little video presentations that you're doing, and you're going to have to sit down and you're going to have to, figure out how to navigate and utilize your time wisely. A lot of times when you're editing videos, you're under a timeline. You have to get things back to the client in a certain amount of time. And so this is where you're going to have to do things in the right way. Okay? And why the transcript matters. And as we get in, the transcript matters in a lot of ways. You're going to have to find instant mistakes. You have to find some mistakes really quickly. And we'll walk you through this. And we're going to have to remove some fill words. This I noticed in my presentations or what I'm doing. There's some fill words that I have to make sure that I, delete, get out the way, or your client may say the word over and over again, or there's just certain words that you have to, get rid of. Okay. So also, lastly, it produces a cleaner video in a less amount of time. So that's the main thing is we're trying to get multiple videos edited in one day. And so the faster we can do it, produce a cleaner video in less time. And that's what she did. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to generate our transcript. We're going to open up our Premiere Pro. And we're going to import the video file, open the text panel, select the transcript, and we're going to click subscribe. So that was kind of like day 1 in a nutshell, but let's get over and open up this Premiere Pro. And as we get going on this Premiere Pro, we have to make sure as we get all right. As we get into our Premiere Pro, it's ready to go. All dialed in. And we're good to go. Let's set up our new project. And as we look at it, we're doing our text-based editing. We have the drive we wanted to go to. Template. I say, let's replace what we're doing from the last time. And let's get this window open just a little bit. So we have this situation where you're about ready to go, and make sure you put your sequence is something that I'm learning. Make sure you put something that that you can remember. Okay. Last time we were in here, we looked around a little bit, and we make sure that you learn your import, your edit, and your export. Import is when you're going to bring in the document, and so let's get up here. And one of the things I like to do when I click on this is I don't usually go that way. I usually drag mine in. I usually drag it in, and it seems to work a little bit better that way. So, file down here, Explorer. Let's bring this over here and look at it. We have a lot going on here. And like I said, we're getting ready for day 2, day 3. And let's see. Great thing about this, you can get it out. And so let's say, for example, we go to our electronic repair, and we want to edit this video up a little bit better. So I just kind of grab my video in the MP3 file, and I just drop it right in there like that. Okay, so hopefully made it. As you can see, it is right there. Okay. So it's pretty simple how I use mine. Some people go to import and then they do it a different way. I like to drag mine, and I know it's right there at the top. So we go to our window, and our workspace is way down here. It says text-based editing. Text-based editing. Okay. And then as you can see, depending on your computer, you can see how fast it is. Now, I like this, when it says workspaces, kind of keep it in there. And one thing about this, as I'm learning, you can always adjust your panels a little bit based on how you like it. And so here, right now, so we have our button right here. It says a transcript. And as you can see in the video, we dropped it in there. It kind of transcribed it for us already. And so we're good. We're good to go. And so it's there, and it's ready to go. Premiere Pro. I had another computer, and it was great. It was great, but it didn't have the memory capacity to do all this stuff. I have multiple stuff running, so it was always crashing, and it was just frustrating to use Premiere Pro because it ran out of the CPU power, the memory, and the graphics weren't as great. So we upgraded a little bit this summer, and the computer seems to be, so I check on it, seems to be chugging along pretty good. And if you ever need a computer, let us know. So as we are looking through and doing some amazing things, we imported the video file, we opened the text panel, we transcribe, and we click transcribe, and it did it for us. Okay, so we're good to go on that front. So we gotta just keep moving along and keep saying some positive words to yourself, and you'll be fine. Okay. That's it. All right. So, as we're going to do, we're going to read through our script, and we're looking for, to be honest, we're looking for names that are spelled incorrectly, technical terms, product names, places, numbers, and we're looking for anything that we can just read over our script. So, all right, let's look at our script. Okay. So as we have our script going here, interesting video. It's always, so over here, let's stop it, little stop button right there. Now, let's say, for example, just reading over our script, get your mouse and just scroll a little bit. Just scroll down a little bit, and misheard words. And you're looking for things that just really, anything that, like right here. Right here, you can see where the guy said, "Excuse me," at Amazon. Anything that's misspelled right here. Okay. Places, numbers. A little bit easier to just look at this and just scroll through. And the main thing is I'm scrolling through the first time. I'm removing some filler. I'm going to start removing. I'm looking for anything that maybe may be a duplicate. Here I see a little duplicate, and we talked about this. And I'm just going to, I like to push backspace and delete, and then it'll adjust it on the little timeline there. So we're just looking for, and one thing about this Premiere Pro, it will kind of highlight some things that, hey, I don't understand this. Like right here, we have a double word, your, and so we just click on it, and we just, we get rid of it, and make some space there. And what the thing is, the Premiere Pro, it knows, and it just goes through, and it takes out some things. So it's pretty good. So we're just scrolling through it, and we're just eyeballing some things that, anything that's underlined, that's anything that's kind of just out of place. Okay, so the main thing is get you a good mouse and get you a little scroll button and scroll away. Or if you don't want to scroll, you can just hold it down like this and just scrolling, just eyeballing anything that's going to highlight red, whatever, and you go from there. Okay. So that makes a big difference of the speed of that, what you can do. This is a pretty long video, 40-minute video that I had to scrub through. So, okay. So we scrub through that, and we're good to go. Okay. So next thing we're looking for, as we're gonna remove some filler words. The like, basically, actually, or so. So we're gonna look for those words. And it's pretty easy to find these words. And it's just, like I said, this program, once you start using it, it's a game changer. It's going to really make life a lot easier for you to use, and you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to really why haven't I started using this earlier? So you go over here to your little search bar, and you click in there. And then let's say, for example, I have my first word is I don't want to say multiple times over and over in my video. And so, as you can see, as I'm scrolling down, like I said, get a good mouse. It's right here. It's part of a word. So sometimes it'll grab it, and it's part of a word. So you're like, okay, that's cool. So it's going to highlight it, and you'll spot it out real quick. And then you go, okay. So that's not going to work so well, but so you want to go to this phrase, We say that sometimes. I say that a lot. Okay? Then it says right here, that multipliers, blah, blah, blah. And so right here, repeating itself, filler words. And so what's cool about this, you just click on it. And as you look around and you highlight it, right here it says, okay? You're able to backspace and get words and people, okay? And then you go to your next one, okay? You go to your next one. And then you just go through and backspace, delete. That seems to work for me. Like I said, this one has a couple of in it. And we're just constantly just looking at it and just backspace, delete. And you're getting it'll update it on its own, so you don't have to really look at it. Right here it says MOSFET. The computer doesn't understand what a MOSFET is, and it's fine. Okay, that's some of those technical words that you'll look at. Okay? So another word, let's look like the word, another filler word that we look at is the word like this, like that, this. And then say, like I said, like isn't. So you want to get some of these filler. And the thing about some of these filler words, you look some of these filler words. Um, it's okay. Some of it you want to keep in there. Um, you want to keep that in there because it you want it to don't sound like a robot so much. So you'll get that out of here. And we got another Let's get this But sometimes these filler words are crucial to what you're doing. Okay. And it's okay to go through here and just take out a few. Like I said, I usually click it on it a few times. Click on it a few times. And I do a backspace and a delete to just get everything lined up, sounding pretty good. And as you go through, you want to give it this word of this like. And then sometimes, you're just going through. And then sometimes, like I said, like this one right here has 3 likes in there. There's 3 likes in there, and that's just way too many. But like you said, just clean it up a little bit better. And just like a Word document, anything you're doing, you just clean it up and then just making it a little bit better. It's just cool, just click off it and then boom, it adjusts it to the timeline. So it's just pretty cool. And then we have one more. We have one more. And the word actually. There's various filler words that you're going to look for. And it says actually right here. And let's say we just click on it. And the more you practice, like I said, backspace, and I push the delete, and then my actually is gone. Boom, it's gone. You just scroll through. And you got that. Let's get that out of here. Repeat word. Okay, let's get that out of here. And click off it, and good to go. Like I said, when you have all these filler words that you're trying to, words that are just filling words, filling the video, you just go through before doing anything, before actually doing anything, and you just click off here, and real simple, just like cleaning up a Word document. Okay, cleaning up a Word document, just nice and easy and pretty simple to do. Okay, so as you continue to practice, and this is the thing, a lot of times we have to practice a lot of this stuff, and I'm learning. I got to spend more time practicing my skills and getting them better and better. The more I do, now that I'm doing this more and more, I realize that my videos are getting better, and they're getting better and better because I'm spending less time editing them, and I can be more creative on this side, and I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I got to sit there for 4 hours and edit this all up. So it makes a big difference of what you're doing. Okay? Now, we're looking for, it says remove long pauses. Okay? We're going to listen for dead space, cut unnecessary silence, long pauses, slow down your video. How do you find these long pauses? And as I look at the things that I am doing, as I look at my long pauses, as you look at your program, and like I said, get yourself a good mouse, because you're gonna do a lot of scrolling. As you see right here, these little brackets, and it has like these little dots right here. They use highlighter right there. There's 21 seconds. There's 21 seconds of dead space there. 21 seconds of dead space. And so you just scroll and you're just looking. And you're just looking for anything like right down here. Looking for anything that's right here, we have 13 seconds of dead space, okay? And you're looking right here, it's just 17 seconds. And over here, we have 12 seconds of dead space. And it's just long pauses, that 12 seconds of dead space. So you'll see where it has 12 seconds of space. And it's easy. What you're going to do is you kind of highlight it a little bit. And then I like to do a right click. It's 8 seconds. And then you click delete ripple. And then it will kind of it kind of does a nice little ripple delete on it. And it will just take care of it. And we got 10 seconds. And it just works pretty magical up here. Okay? And as I write here, it just says lift, and then you have all these little. So let's click this lift and see what happens. I like to just go in and just look at the spaces that I have here. And I can look at my timeline and kind of see, but like I said, we have a lot of dead space and 8 seconds there and there. And all you're doing is a little, you're just highlighting it, and it just makes it a little bit easier. Push your little button, and it will do everything for you. Okay, so it's kind of cool. Kind of cool how you can just scroll through and just kind of check. Sometimes you're going to need these natural pauses. You're going to need these natural pauses in the video. So like I said, it won't sound so robotic. And so that you can, this is unknown right here. You got 2.27 seconds or whatever. And so if you're looking for anything that's kind of out of the blue, and you just kind of like 14 seconds, but you don't want to cut it up so much that it just sounds like an AI video. For the most part, you want to just take it for what it is and go from there. So, and over here we have our little 3 buttons right here, and you can do a lot more stuff with it. And just every day you come back into this Premiere Pro, click around and see what you can do. That's the beauty of it. As we continue to just get better, just every day you learn a different part of it. The program is massive, and the more that you spend more time on just learning different areas of the program, in 6-7 months, you're going to be, right there with the best of them. So it just takes time, takes energy, and just, you want to do something in this world, it just takes time, takes energy, and you can do it. Okay? So, as you're checking your edits, you're going to remember to play your sequence from the beginning to the end. You're going to listen carefully. Does conversation still flow naturally? Did you actually remove any important word? Did you move any important word? That seems to be the thing that we need to do. So we will go back in. And earlier you heard me up here. You heard me up here, and I was just, like I said, scrolling through. And we're gonna just do a little playback. And you're just looking. And one of the words that I have to make sure that, let's go back, the word "and." I use that word way too much. And so I'm going to have to, do a little bit better with myself. And I just get rid of this backspace that. And just get rid of it. And it's just, you don't want to, right here. And just backspace that. Chop that up as much as we can. And we have anything down here. So we're just constantly trying to modify things. And okay. So we go back up here and you just play it and see how it sounds. And with this, as you can see, it's just going through and just it's just taking care of the things that you need to do. Like I said, so it's like a Word document, Google document, and it just does an amazing job. There's sometimes that we have to do certain things, and this is one of the things that we have to do. So make sure it's a nice, smooth. Okay, so we played it, we looked around at it, and we're good to go. Okay, so that's the trick with all of this, just getting in here and make sure that the conversation just flows naturally as you can hear it. Make sure that your client or whoever you're doing doesn't sound so chopped up. I did one, and sometimes we get in here, we get too aggressive. We get way too aggressive with chopping up certain things. So we have to make sure that when you're doing this, just make sure it flows, the conversation flows naturally, and you should be. But it's just one of those things that as we're editing and the time crunch is getting there, we're going to have to really get there. Now, here's a little pro tip. Don't try to clean up the entire script in one setting. Okay. I know you're under a time crunch. So what I do is I kind of have like a little timer. I have a little timer. I have like a 20-minute timer, 30-minute timer, whatever. You know that when you start to get bored, you start to lose interest, you start to just do certain things. Set your timer, get up, stretch, stick your head out, stick your head out, get some air, walk around for 2 or 3 minutes, and then come back and do it at time. Break it into sections, okay? So I know this video is 40 minutes long, okay? So I'll break this video up into, break it up into maybe 10 segments. And so 4 minutes, edit that 4 minutes, edit 4 minutes for it, and I get it down. I try to put everything into tens. And so I just break it down. Okay, let me look at these 4 minutes, and then take a break, look at these 4 minutes, take a break, look at these 4 minutes. Professional editors work in small passes instead of trying to perfect everything at once. A lot of times we try to do everything at once, and we just cramp. I notice it's just one of those things that you're going to have to learn how to do is just be patient, and you'll get a better product. Just do it slowly, take your time, and you're going to do a great job. It just takes time. I know we're trying to push things out there on the internet. But it just takes time, and it just sounds better, and it will work better for you. Okay. All right. So the challenge for today, I want you to take one of your videos, and I want you to find 5 filler words. And it could be my words that I used earlier, or words that like for myself, I know I repeat, where I'm from, we use the same kind of words all the time. And so we're going to try to get rid of those filler words. And then 3 long pauses. The long pause is, 20 minutes, not 20 minutes. That's a long pause here. 15, 20 seconds, a long pause. Try to get that out of the video, unless it's something that's important in the video. And then 2 transcript mistakes. Make sure that you go in there, 2 transcript mistakes that you can see, you can pull out there. If you can start doing that, take one of your videos, 5 filler words, 3 long pauses, 2 transcript mistakes, you're going to be doing great. You're ahead of the ball game. So that's something that you got to challenge yourself, what you're doing today, and you should be good. And just continue, like I said, doing that, and you should be good. So today, you learned how we generated the text. We read through the text. Make sure that you use your little mouse, scrolling up and down. Remove some filler words. We had some filler words. Went in that search bar, put those filler words in there. Remove the long pause. They have a little bracket around it. Remove it, and then we're going to check our edits. We're going to play it back, it should sound great, and you should be well on your way to producing a smooth, and you should be on your way producing something that's very smooth, something that's very interesting, and it should be just helping you with the flow of cutting down this editing process and speeding things up. And that's the main thing that you want to do is continue to get faster at your editing. I've gotten clients and they said, "Hey, I need it back by next Tuesday," and I can't wait till Monday to get it done. I just go here, get it done, edit, use this, and then I can do my other way of editing. But it just gets rid of a lot of more stuff, and you'll be a lot more successful. So make sure you come back for day 3 as we continue to edit a little bit more, and make sure that you like or subscribe and continue practicing, and make sure that you go through and do your little homework and practice, and that's all you can do to get better. So thanks for joining us on day 2, and if you missed day 1, go back and watch day 1. But for the most part, we'll see you on day 3. All right, happy editing.